MSI. I believe actually these guys have improved a lot. They learned from some of the failures and they're going to show a new G2.
And this is not the roster that failed at MSI last year. That is the one thing people keep forgetting. Like, they have so much more talent here. They have more discipline.
They're the best bot lane in the West, and that's going to help.
Statement. Simple as that, Deficio.
Easy statement.
While the guys are almost getting ready for this interview, I need to give a huge shout out to the Barclaycard Arena in Hamburg. You guys have brought the noise all weekend long. Cheered on the best teams in Europe. But I have one more cheer that I would like to request of you. It is the player of the series. You guys know who it is?
I do. The teleprompter tells me.
The player of the series, your spring split MVP, G2's top laner, expects!
And watch his face! And that is just the charm of Expect. He is always so humble and so easily surprised, and he is really enjoying his moment in front of the crowd.
His Camille was
that guy's at the wrong event.
Look at Expect's reaction. Congratulations, player of the series for your spring split final.
Look at them graphics.
Got to show it as well.
I love me some stats.
I mean, come on, look at the numbers in these games. Game
there's an
1,
8, there's an 11.
Game 4 as well with the Camille.
Thing is, it could have been Trick for his jungler. It
could have been Perks.
Definitely Perks was up there.
It could have been Sven.
Could have been Quickshot.
I'm not sure if it could have been Mithy. We'll have to see about
that.
No,
Mithy played well as well. Come on, let's give it to Mithy. He's had
I'm just giving
ups
the
and downs.
I'm just giving the fun some trash. For a player who was the most criticized on the squad this split, he showed up in playoffs, and that's what matters.
And that's all that matters. That's the experience as well from him, and of course Sven down in the bottom lane.
All right, looks like the team is ready, so I'm hoping Shox is too. Your spring split champions, 3-time winners, G2 eSports.
Thank you very much, Trevor. Well, first up, congratulations from me as well, guys. A fantastic 3rd championship in a row. Joey, you're next to me, so let's start with probably the proud words from the coach. How proud are you of your squad that they've done it now for a 3rd time in a row?
I'm extremely proud that they came back like this after Worlds. We asked so much from them, and they asked so much from themselves, and they've delivered every single week. So you guys are real heroes, really.
You guys are the heroes. It is the 3rd time to lift the trophy in a row. Perks, talk to me about your series. How do you feel you performed in your lane kingdom, as you like to call it?
Well, today I kind of woke up on the wrong foot, so I didn't have the best day, but I still think that my performance was at the top, even though it could have been better. I was pretty happy with how I performed and how we performed as a whole team.
All right, well, it definitely showed. 3-1 on the day. Expect you are the player of the series. Congratulations. You had a very good day up versus the MVP of the split, Vizicachi. How do you think you played today? It worked.
Today, today I just I can't control myself. Sometimes overchase and overplay. So I'm sorry to my team. Today I feel like same scream. It's not tournament, not LCS final. Feel like it's scream. So I'm just fun and I just like. It's just.
It looked fun in game 1 on Gangplank with the barrels.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Just it's just ceremony. I think this game is free win, so yeah.
Having a lot of fun, but playing very well as well. Player of the series. Mithy, I see you giggling there. Well, Expect is saying I was having a little fun. Of course, you guys in that game 1, when you guys were winning very convincingly, you probably had a lot of confidence, but how did you try and temper yourself and say, okay, guys, it is 2 more games we have to win. We can't go too crazy.
I don't think we really did, honestly. I think we were not really 100% focused. I think we made a lot of stupid mistakes that we should not make, and we were making them even though we knew that we were making them. So that was pretty bad, but at the same time we did so many good things, so
I'm really proud of everyone.
All right, same question for you, Sven. How do you think it went? You got to play a lot of different AD carries and you got to style a little bit at times. So what is your overview of the series? Why were you guys stronger than the Unicorns today?
I like to know why we are better than Unicorns today. I think we were doing better in the lane phases for the most part. I think there's a lot of people in my lane kingdom too in this series. So that was what it was, but I think overall our macro is better than Unicorns. I think Unicorns are often lost on the map or doing things that are a bit too crazy, and if the enemy is ready for it, it doesn't really work. So yeah, also I think we had good drafts today.
Good draft, good play, 3-1. Trick, the same question for you. Up versus the rookie of the split, Xerxes. Was it a difficult path? How did you feel about your performance?
I practiced Ivan or Vanguard Xerxes champion per play many games, and I watch your Xerxes patting or like jungle loot, so can easy against play him.
All right, you guys seemed very prepared. You had an answer for everything in picks and bans, and it seemed like in the game as well. Joey, a lot of people were pegging G2 as the clear favorites, I think rightfully so after your performance in Spring Split. So what were the dangers in going up against this Unicorns of Love, and how did you overcome those?
Well, the biggest danger that we saw is that they really like to group up in mid lane after pushing out side lanes and play compositions that can throw ults from far, like Rumble and maybe the Gragas. So in the first games, we just wanted to draft a composition that would completely counter that. If they would go mid lane, we would throw the Gangplank ult at them. We had a Rumble ult. So we kept doing that and just adjusted really well throughout the entire series.
Yeah, you guys had answers for everything. Now to focus on the series as a whole, Perks, I just want to know, what does it feel like to lift that trophy with all the confetti falling down? You've done it 3 times now already. I don't suppose it ever gets old.
Well, honestly, it still feels like a bit surreal. Since I won my first championship when I came to LCS, it feels kind of natural, though. I would not like to be here if I don't win it, and I hate losing more than I love winning, so it was just felt really natural to win.
Yeah, definitely. 3rd time in a row. And guys, we now have to speak about it. You guys have talked about nothing else this split. We have our eyes on MSI. We have our eyes on trying to do better on that international stage, so we have to touch on it. First up, Joey, all the work you guys have put in, your entourage, the things you've learned, what do you think is the main thing you guys as a team, get in-game or out-of-game, have improved on going into that international tournament?
I think we've worked really well with incorporating Expect into our team play. We've asked more of him than any other player, and he has been delivering, and he has been improving very, very fast. So I think that will be the #1 thing that we have improved on compared to Worlds.
Right, you're mentioning Expect. Mithy, I'd like to get your opinion as well as an overview of the team. What have you guys most improved on? What is kind of, yeah, the X factor, the thing that you think is going much better for you guys or boding well for you in MSI?
Well, I think that right now we're playing a lot less on feeling and more on plans. So we try to have plans for everything we do. Also, what Joey mentioned is a very important thing, and I also think that we've gotten to the point where everyone knows what they're supposed to do, and there's not really a need for someone to tell people what to do, and everyone just like talks for themselves, and everyone has like equal opinion on what we're doing next. So it's a 5-man, like it feels like a 5-man team that like moves together as a team, and before I think it was a bit more like messy, and yeah.
Yeah, honing in on the skills. Before the finals, we saw a video of Perks and Sven. You guys talked about last year's experiences, and Perks, you were very clear in that, saying, well, yeah, it was super rough on me last year. How do you treat that? Is that baggage that you still think about every single time, or is this a clean slate? Is this a different G2 going into MSI?
Last year, going into Worlds, we were practicing a lot, like really hard, and we had expectations, even though we were not actually that good of a team, and I had too much expectations of myself too. So all the pressure just crumbled on me and the whole team, and also on top of that, we were not good enough. So we had to change everything from our practice to our mindset and everything else, which I worked hard on this split. I can thank Joey and Veldon and Alex and the whole G2 for allowing us to improve, and I'm really looking forward to what we can do actually at MSI, because maybe this time is the 3rd time is the charm, you know?
Maybe 3rd time is a charm, and obviously you guys talked about the public opinion here. There were a lot of Unicorns fans here, and there were G2 fans as well, but obviously the Unicorns fans were very, very loud. But what does it do to you when you step in an arena like this? how do you use that energy from the crowd, be it positive or negative, and how do you funnel that into your performance, Sven, or does it not matter? It's all about what's happening on the Rift.
I mean, it's always nice if the crowd cheers for you. Today, I feel like there was a little bit of favor for the Unicorns, just a little bit. But normally when you hear someone who's very loud for one team, it feels like you just want to win really badly so you can make it like the entire stage a library for the fans. But I think towards the end of the series, the fans were also on our side a little bit. So I think Hamburg was really nice today. It was loud and I like it.
Yeah, Hamburg has been absolutely amazing. So MSI up next up the slate. Expect. How are you looking forward to MSI? How do you think G2 will do?
G2.
At MSI.
Now, I think Korea team said Europe is not good. Europe is weak region, but I don't think so. And we can win MSI, but G2 team is one game is bad.
Best of one.
Yeah. Need to adapt or best of 3, best of 5. We strong. So maybe we need to practice more, and I think we can good result at MSI. I think
Yeah, I think you bring up a great point, Joey. Of course, we've seen that now that G2 can adapt versus Fnatic. You guys came back, you only lost one game, and you just had complete control. Here, you guys didn't get caught off guard. But the best of ones and the group stages is kind of the issue. So how will you tackle that?
I think we just prepare for it like it's a very important series. When it's best of one and you have a lot of best of ones in a tournament, it's pretty difficult to put equal weight on every game. So I think I need to improve on that by just preparing the team much better. Also, compared to last MSI, there's no vacation. We're actually taking a boot camp.
I was about to ask you, what are the plans? Where are you heading?
We want a boot camp in Brazil next week and already play the teams that are playing there.
All right, and also get accustomed to everything. Looking forward to that. Mithy, how do you carry the momentum from this super nice, super active moment, closing out a final pretty convincingly? How do you keep that momentum going so that you peak for MSI again?
I think we will just use our bootcamp time as the most efficient as we can and try and understand how other regions play too, because I think that even though I feel like we are playing a good style and our macro is good and we understand how the game should be played. I think European teams in general, at least a lot of them are just trying to go off meta, and I mean I don't really think it works. It just works because a lot of teams are making so many mistakes, and I don't think it's necessarily good for Europe, but it's kind of arguable because I guess if everyone plays like LCK, then maybe LCK will always end up winning no matter what, So yeah, we will see, but I think the most important thing is to go to Brazil and bootcamp there, use our time efficiently, learn from other teams, and just become a better version of ourselves.
Definitely. So Sven, I saw you laughing a bit when Expect mentioned we can win MSI. I didn't think you meant it quite super confident or anything, but I feel like you're still trying to be careful with expectations going into that tournament.
I don't know if it's bad to have expectations of yourself. I think if you like it, it's good, having an idea of how you want to play and how well you want to play is fine. But I think saying you can win MSI is a little bit over the top, maybe. I can't speak for last year's MSI, but I think at Worlds we were actually not choking or national stage lul or anything like that. It was literally just us being bad at the game. I don't think we choked or something like that. So I think this MSI will be much better, hopefully. I mean, it cannot be much worse, right? But
it can't not be much worse, no. So we will see what happens. Perks, is there anything you want to add to that? You get to play Faker.
Well, I just want to actually play against everyone in MSI because those mid laners there are really great. Faker, Maple, and both Jensen and Bjergsen are both extremely good. So I'm sure I can learn a thing or two from them. And maybe if I get lucky enough, they can enter my lane kingdom. Maybe they can enter your lane kingdom. Finally, ask Trick, what do you think will happen at MSI?
Last year I didn't practice a lot, but this year I will practice a lot in MSI. In MSI. So.
Okay, we'll see. We've spoken about enough. I think we'll see you guys in the group stage and see how it goes. Let's pull it back to today. Third final in a row, third championship in a row. We talked about the G2 Kings, the G2 Dynasty. It doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon. What are your aspirations going forward in Europe? How many titles is G2 going to rack up at this pace? You seem pretty unstoppable.
Well, to the answer to the question of how many titles we want to win, how long is LCS going to stay around is the answer.
All right, there we go. That is clear. We were in Hamburg. It was a fantastic crowd. It was a fantastic tournament. is there any one of you who wants to thank the crowd and thank also the G2 fans at home, because they were definitely rooting for you guys? Perks?
Well, I would like to thank my whole family, friends, and everyone who supports me. I would like to thank this whole crowd here. Even though everyone was cheering for Unicorns, I still think it was an awesome crowd, and thank you guys for coming, because we all just love competition, and I enjoy playing on stage very much, so seeing 10,000 people or something come here to watch our game, it feels really awesome. So thank you guys, and thanks G2 and all our fans who are supporting us for a very long time.
I wanted to make a special shout out to my family and friends that are watching and the ones that came here too. And I also wanted to, since I know that my mother is watching and she's always asking me if I know German or not, I would like to thank the fans in Germany. So danke an alle, die ihr uns bei uns sein, und ja, ich liebe euch.
Well, that's one way to win over the hearts of the German fans, and of course they were cheering for you guys as well. Thank you guys very much, G2. Congratulations, third championship in a row, and we'll see you guys at MSI. One more time for our Spring Split champions, G2 eSports. I think the party is going to go on for a long time here in Hamburg. It's been amazing. You guys have been an amazing crowd here in Germany, in Hamburg, for the entire weekend. These are our champions over in the NA, LCS, TSM, and C9 will battle it out for their spot in MSI, so you can check it over there. But first off, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at MSI. Dankeschön. Tschüss.